As we get ready for the second game of our doubleheader tonight between the Scoopers and the Spartans. It is getting ready for our countdown to tip off here. We're about probably 13 minutes away from tipping it up in the center circle as the Spearfish Spartans under fourth-year head coach Ben Schultz entertain the Sturgis Scoopers under first-year head coach Aaron Notaboom. I'm Cody Oliver, Clayson Davis along with us over on KDSJ-TV as we flip the page on over and a quick look at the Sturgis Scoopers before we hear our interview with head coach Ben Schultz. The Sturgis Scoopers ranked 17th out of 20 teams in Class AA. They're right there on the bubble of that Sodak 16 as they're just a game out right now and almost tied with Pierre, who is in the number 16 spot. Sturgis is 1-5 in road games this year, 2-6 against teams with winning records. They average about 52 points per game. Going up against the Spartans, who average about 59 points a contest, 11-2 on the season, and currently number 6 in Class AA in high school boys basketball. The Scoopers come into this contest losing 5 games in a row to Hill City, Mopaialuta, St. Thomas More, Mitchell, and Huron, dropping games over the weekend to Mitchell 57-45 and losing by 20 points to Huron 71-55. Some more of the scouting report on the Scoopers, Clayson Davis.
And thanks, Cody. As we look at the Sturgis Scoopers, again 4-10 on the season, but again a bunch of home games as this is just their, actually they've been on the road a little bit, but this is their 6th home game, road game of the season. But they've struggled versus AA teams, 1-7 versus Class AA. They're 3-3 in the Black Hills Conference, and everything will go through Hayden Rock, averaging over 20 points a contest, scored 28 versus Huron. But the Scoopers, they have gone through some dry spells as, again, the Tigers from Huron kept them scoreless in their last contest at home. In the first quarter, they trailed 21-0 before the Scooper offense really came alive and made it a game if it wasn't for that 21-0 run to start the game last Saturday. But the Scoopers, again, will need to have a hot offensive performance to keep up with the explosive and athletic Spearfish Spartans.
And the Scoopers under head coach Aaron Notaboom in his first year of the program. He used to coach the Hot Springs Bison for about 13 years down there in the southern Black Hills. And again, Hayden Rock will have the rock in his hand a lot. We'll see what Gage West can do for them as well. Jackson Kano is a senior for the Sturgis Scoopers, and he doesn't like the Spartans very well, as we saw on the gridiron this past fall. We'll be hearing from head coach Ben Schultz when we come back in our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show on KDSJ Sports.
Happen. From fender benders to deer crossings, it's just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument.
As we continue with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off between the Sturgis Scoopers and the Spearfish Spartans, head coach Ben Schultz joins us here on KDSJ Sports. Coach, it was a physical, gritty, but impressive win versus the Mitchell Colonels this weekend. And with that win, how much momentum does that give your team going into this final stretch of the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, with the standings and the PowerPoints, like those, that's a game that we cannot lose. And the boys, felt that, and they were so excited for them. Things are starting to come together. The boys are starting to play really well, and ready to make this last push to the end of the season.
What made you guys so successful versus Mitchell, being able to keep out in front of the Colonels even when they tried to battle back in the second and third quarters?
Yeah, I thought our offensive poise was really good. They kept switching defenses up on us, and we did a really good job of executing and understanding where the ball needs to go. And I think they were just in that flow state of, we know what we need to do, let's just go out and execute it. And across the board, you saw that it was, a really balanced game from our group, with almost 4 double-digit scores, and then also Bennett Corton and Carson Sire doing an awesome job on the defensive end and rebounding and also creating for other guys. So it was a well-balanced team win, and I'm excited to keep it moving.
With being able to go up against multiple defenses and being able to score versus multiple defenses within the same game, How much confidence does that give your team when you go up against some of these tough AA opponents you have coming up tonight and also toward the ending of the season that will throw a bunch of different defenses at your team?
Yeah, I think the boys feel really prepared right now. Our practices are starting to be shorter, not wasting their time where we just come in, we tweak a couple things, we talk about what our scheme's going to be for the game. We stay fresh, and yeah, I think it gives us a lot of confidence, as it should, with the belief part that we belong at the top end of the AA, and we're going to battle to stay there.
What does the injury report look like going into Sturgis?
All healthy, just a couple sicknesses, colds going around, but nothing serious.
Now looking at your opponent that you and the rest of the boys are oh so familiar with, the Sturgis Scoopers. It's always a close game between the Scoopers and the Spartans, no matter what sport it is. So as you look at the Scooper squad this season, what do they put on film that impresses you and that you'll need to be prepared for?
Yeah, I mean, the scout has to start with Hayden Rock, phenomenal player for them. He's averaging in the 20s on the points per game, and being a very efficient player. Also, sharing the ball very well. So he's a tough read. So we got to make sure that we keep him under wraps and we chase him off the 3-point line, and we have heavy gap activity on there. But as far as our offensive game plan, we got to see multiple sides. We got to be patient. We got to hunt for great shots. And we can't care who those shots come from. And this team this year for us is a very unselfish team, and they do a great job of facilitating the ball. So I'm excited for a rivalry game, but you can throw record out the window. You can throw whatever you think of this team, or whatever you think we are. It's going to be a fight. So we got to be ready for that type of intensity.
And finally, Coach, what are your keys to a win versus the Sturgis Scoopers?
We got to keep Hayden Rock in check. We can't allow him to go off for 30 plus on us. We got to try to keep him under 20. We do that with gap activity and Bennett Corton, being pesky. We got to hold him to one shot of possession. Sturgis plays extremely hard. They crash the boards very hard. And we got to be patient on offense. In games like this, a lot of excitement. We got to be poised in those situations and hunt for those great shots.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us on KDSJ Sports as always, and good luck in tonight's matchup.
Thank you.
That's head coach Ben Schultz of the Spearfish Spartans joining us with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. We got the Scoopers and the Spartans in a Black Hills rivalry game coming up next on KDSJ Sports.
Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
And welcome back to the Spearfish High School Gym and our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. We are getting closer and closer to tip-off tonight as the Spearfish Spartans are coming off of a win over the Mitchell Colonels, while the Sturgis Scoopers are coming off of a loss at home against Huron this past weekend. And let's have a look at your starters, first of all, for the visiting Sturgis Scoopers, as our starting lineup being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. Leading things off is number 0, Gage West, the junior, 6'3" forward. Number 2, Jarek Duffner is a guard, senior at 6'1". Also getting the start, number 3, Jackson Kano is a guard, 5'11" senior. Hayden Rock has moved into the point guard position. He's a 5'11" senior guard. And Jack Jolly, also 5'11", and a junior, wearing number 5, as they will start with 2 juniors, 3 seniors for the Sturgis Scoopers under first-year head coach Aaron Notaboom this year, coming in from Hot Springs. And he's assisted this year by Pat Cass and Steve Hilton. And that's your starters for the Sturgis Scoopers as we send it on over to Clayson Davis at KDSJ-TV with your Spartan starters.
And looking at your starting lineups for the Spearfish Spartans, it will be the normal 5. Bennett Corton is a senior guard at 5'11". He will be tasked with dealing with Hayden Rock the entire night. That will be his man, and the Corton is the Spartans' best defender, leading the team in steals as he had 3 steals in that dominant win versus Mitchell. Also, Cameron Davis is a 6'2" junior guard / forward, averaging right around 11 points a contest at 8 points versus Mitchell. Mason Southern, the offense will run through him tonight. He's a 5'8" junior guard, leading Class AA in assists per contest with 6, and he had 15 points, 4 assists versus Mitchell. Cade Vavruska, the Spartans' leading scorer, is a 6'2" junior forward wearing the lucky number 23, 15 points a contest. 20 he scored versus the Colonels in the trash man. Cooper Gibbs on the inside. He's a 6'3" senior forward. 7.4 points per game, almost 5 rebounds a contest, had 10 points versus the Colonels. Those are your Spearfish Spartan starters under 4th-year head coach Ben Schultz.
All 5 of those starters have their little role. Cade Vavruska shooting the 3s. He can dunk it. Mason Southern as the distributor. Cooper Gibbs inside. Cameron Davis defensively. He scored 8 points against the Mitchell Colonels over the weekend. And Bennett Corton, he's fast, and he can do about everything. Stealing the basketball, dish it off, and score. These 2 teams played almost a year ago on February 11th, 2025. The game was in Sturgis. Spearfish won it 64-60. In the archives, Mason Southern led the way with 10 points. Actually, Dylan Doran had 19 in that game as the Spartans snuck away with a 4-point win.
Anytime these 2 teams get together in any sport, it's going to be close. The last 3 games have been decided by 4 points or less, so expect a close one tonight.
Scoopers, 3-pointer off the bat, no good. Remember Ryan Heinert playing for Scoopers last year. He had 23 points in the game that he went up against his old team. Here's the bounce pass, goes into Cade Vavruska. Bottom block, goes into the paint, turnaround shot, no good. Both team 1 and out as the Scoopers get the defensive board.
Cade Vavruska, he's had the first points for the past, I believe, 2 or 3 contests for the Spartans, so he will shoot the ball early to establish some confidence.
And loose ball on the floor. The Spartans take it away. Up ahead to Vavruska, laying it up and in for 2.
That pattern continues. It's all came off of the steal from Bennett Corton. Again, he is the team's best defender, and he stole the ball away from Hayden Rock, where I believe 90% of the Scooper offense will go through.
A veteran officiating crew here tonight, so be ready for let these 2 teams, let the horses run in athleticism for both teams. Here's the Scoopers in between the blocks. They pick up their dribble back outside as they try to find Hayden Rock. He has the basketball now, trying to get the defense to come over to him, try to find somebody open, and the jumper is good from Jackson Kano.
Jackson Kano, he torched the Spartans on the gridiron earlier this fall and looking to do the same versus the Scooper basketball team, this time on the road.
Scoopers going to go with the double team over here on the side. Now Vavruska for 3, no good. Rebound comes off to the Scoopers. We're tied up at 2. 6:13 left to play, first quarter in this Black Hills Conference AA matchup. 3-pointer, no good by Jarek Duffner. Offensive rebound by the Scoopers.
Now offensive board's going to be important for the Scoopers. They struggled scoring the ball in the first quarter versus Huron. Look for them to get shots up early for a faster start here versus the Sturgis Scoopers. Versus the Spearfish Spartans.
We're going to have a foul called as Mike Kirkaby with the call. He says a blocking foul going to be on the Spearfish Spartans. So that gives the Scoopers a new 35-second shot clock with 5:49 left to go here in the first quarter as the Scooper student section shows up. And 2 points underneath. Gage West, the 6'3" junior, lays it up and in for 2.
Yeah, West is going to be the new big man. Of course, we had the Valine family on the boys' side for the Scoopers for the longest time. The boys all graduated, so now Gage West steps into that taller enforcer inside the paint to get some offensive boards.
Underneath, it is Vavruska. A difficult shot there. He still put it up, but it was missed. And it looks like Spearfish will be ready to go to the bench. Carson Sire probably the first one to check in.
Yeah, he'll probably go in for Vavruska. As Vavruska, again, when he gets to a cold streak, it starts to get in his head, so he's going to probably take a bench early, take a seat early. A nice little floater in the middle of the lane. Second one by Gage West.
Spearfish with Southern running the point. Now they swing it over to Corton. To Cameron Davis, not squared up on that three-pointer as it missed, and then goes over to the Scooper student section. The Scoops will get it back.
Yeah, Spartans, they can score a bunch of points in a hurry, especially from outside, so the Scoopers will probably try to get Spearfish off of that three-point line, and will look to hustle on defense in this 2-3 extended zone to not allow wide open shots.
Mason Southern on defense there. Now going into the lane, a shot up over the Spartans is no good. Rebounded by Cameron Davis. Davis gets it over to Corton. Corton puts on the brakes. Now to Davis. They get it to Sire. First one in off the bench. Sire into the paint, put it up, and he'll be fouled. Doesn't make the shot, but he'll go to the line for a pair.
You know, that's the game for Spearfish. They can also drive as the Scoopers, again, trying to defend those three-point shooters, especially with Davis. He can get hot at a moment's notice as well. But Carson Sire, first off the bench, he can do really anything for the Spartans. He can play that power forward position that Cade Vavruska can play. He can also shoot the ball. He's a good defender in his own right. Couldn't get the finish in the first free throw, but again, the Spartans off to a good start offensively, just haven't got any shots to fall.
And the free throw is missed by Sire. So it's 6-2, Scoopers with the advantage. Getting points from West and Kano. Spartans with 2 points from Vavruska. Sturgis with it offensively. Bounce pass goes over to the right wing. Now free throw line extended. Trying to work his way down into the paint. They kick it outside. No good on the three. Tapped around. Offensive board by the Scoopers. Scoopers back inside. Turn around a hook shot. Partially blocked. And here comes the Spartans.
Good defense by Cooper Gibbs. Gibbs might got away with a foul, but it's going to go for a block for Gibbs. Him versus West will be fun the whole night.
Davis three-pointer, no good. Goes off of the knee of one of the Scoopers. And it'll remain with Spearfish with 25 to go on the shot clock. 3:45 left to go on the big clock here in the second quarter.
Yeah,
first quarter.
Spearfish, they've had a few opportunities. They just haven't quite settled in offensively. Need to have that first three-pointer go in for the Spartans to spark the offense.
Here is Cameron Davis. Goes to the free throw line. Not wasted any time. He goes inside and dunks it.
That's becoming a kind of a normal occurrence for Spearfish. Davis, when he gets a wide open lane, he's not looking to lay it in. He's going to finish with two hands at the rim.
Looked like he jumped off a trampoline when he got into the paint.
He is springing.
Scoopers at the other end will lose the ball out of bounds, but they'll keep it. And they will throw it in here from their own baseline.
Packed house here tonight as, again, two teams not too far from one another. A rivalry that always leads to some exciting moments for both the Scoopers and the Spartans. Maybe that dunk for the Spartans is what ignites this offense.
Here's Sturgis Scoopers with the basketball. It's Hayden Rock. So far kind of quiet, no points. But sometimes he has to facilitate now as the point guard. Getting looked at by a couple different colleges at the next level. Turnaround shot, it's gonna roll.
Scoopers right now are getting into the paint, and that's allowing the Scoopers to get some of these turnaround jump shots about 5 to 10 feet out as Kano hits on his second.
Now here's Spearfish. Cade Vavruska, three-pointer, no good, as the Spartans can't find it from downtown, as they've had just 2 points by Davis on a dunk and 2 points from Vavruska on a field goal. 2:40 left to play, first quarter, as the Scoopers are doubling up the Spartans right now, 8-4.
And most of it's been in the paint, so the Spartans need to stop penetration, and also getting the ball into Gage West is what sparked a lot of confidence for the Scoopers already.
Here's a nice jump shot over the defense, is good by Jack Jolly.
So the Scoopers not necessarily driving to the rim, but they start the drive. The Spartans, they have to recover once the Scoopers stop the drive, and that's allowing enough separation to get these short little jump shots inside the lane.
3 from Vedvruska is no good. And loose ball on the floor is picked up by the Scoopers as they come in, wanting to knock off a team that's above them in the Black Hills Conference and Class AA. Trying to snap that losing streak that they're on as well. Going baseline, here is Hayden Rock, and he'll be fouled by the Spartans.
One thing that the Scoopers are also doing here early is rebounding, as Spartans haven't had a lot of offensive second chance opportunities on offense. Meanwhile, the Scoopers have had 2 or 3 already, and I believe all of those possessions have resulted in points.
So now free throw line here for Hayden Rock, the 5'11 senior. First free throw is up and good.
So right now the Scoopers, they score around 52 points a game, so not a bad average for the Sturgis Scoopers. It's been defensively is when they struggled. They had a slow start versus Huron. They scored 0 points at home versus the Tigers in that first quarter, and that is definitely not the case. Fast start for the Scoopers, which is needed because, again, Spartans can get hot at a moment's notice.
Second free throw is good by Rocky, and a breakout performance against Rapid City Christian when they upset the Comets down at the Hart Ranch earlier this season. Rock made both of his free throws there. Southern picks up his dribble, now bounce passes it to Hodges, right back to Southern. Don't know if that was on purpose. And then we have a foul called on the Scoopers. Military Appreciation Night here at the gym, so big thanks to all of our veteran and active duty service members. And that will be the second team foul on the Scoopers, and Southern will be at the line. And the first free throw is good.
Scoopers not as big as they've been in seasons past, playing a little bit more small ball this season, but they have a very athletic forward in Gage West. Almost reminds me a lot of Joel Scott, as he's the one who picks up most of the trash on rebounds, and he's able to finish anywhere in the paint as well. Yes, I did use a Black Hill State reference in Joel Scott, but then now the Scoopers throw it out of bounds because no one was paying attention to that outlet pass from Jack Jolly.
The GOAT getting a reference here in the Spartan boys basketball game. As the Spartans will get it in, they go to the backcourt. That's legal, as they will get it to Southern. Southern
man defense now for the Scoopers. They switched from a 2-3 to a man.
Thomas Hughes into the game for the Spartans as he passes it over to Southern. Back to Hughes. Now here is Sire. Everybody's touching it. Here is Cameron Davis in the paint, puts up the shot, and that's good.
Nice move by Cam Davis. Took his time, found an opening, almost like what you saw Kenneth Walker do in the Super Bowl. You wait for him to find an opening. Once he found it, he accelerated, and with those long limbs of Cam Davis, he's able to reach out and finish off the glass.
We've had quite the references leading off with Nebraska earlier tonight. Here is the Sturgis Scoopers in their half court. Here's Rock. Trying to get a screen. Now over to the far side. Tip pass. As the ball goes to the baseline. Shot up, no good. 30 seconds left. Shot clock is turned off here in the first quarter. Scoopers and Spartans for Tuesday night high school hoops. The Spartan girls won there earlier tonight, 48-35. Here is Mason Southern with it. Down to 13 to go. We've seen some buzzer beaters by the Spartans at the end of quarters. Southern in the lane. Was it a blocking foul or a...
They call a flop. So they call an intentional flop, and that's interesting because I thought it was good defense from number 5, Jack Jolly, but again, our law on the court thinking that it was an intentional flop, so the Spartans will keep possession on the inbounds, I believe. Now we'll have a conversation, and now they give it back to the Scoopers, so they overturn that call.
4.9 seconds left here in the first quarter. Scoopers have a chance for a last shot. They sprint across half court all the way down for the layup. No good. Hayden Rock was on a mission as he went coast to coast, but misses the layup at the end of the first quarter. It is the Sturgis Scoopers out in front of the Spearfish Spartans, 12-7, as we've completed one. We'll be back with your second quarter next.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Spartans have it to begin the second quarter. 3 ball, no good, as they've struggled from behind the arc so far. Not a three-pointer made yet by either team, as Sturgis leads it after one, 12-7.
Spearfish empty on another possession, but the Scoopers caught the rebound out of bounds, so Spearfish with another second chance with their first possession of the second quarter.
Cameron Davis inside to Cade Vavruska. No good on the layup. And rebounded here by the Sturgis Scoopers as we reset the team fouls back to 0. Here's Rock, quick fire, jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Mason Southern.
It's one thing that Rock can do. He can shoot from all angles anywhere on the floor, so every shot for number 4 in the black and red's got to be contested for the Spartans.
Gonna have a foul called as Vavruska gets hit.
Foul in the process of shooting. It's going to be on number 2. That's Jarek Duffner, 6'1" senior guard. Of course, our law on the courts for this contest. It's being brought to you by the folks at the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Mike Kersby, Bo Garcia, and Landon Arnold pulling double duty tonight for this West River varsity contest.
As I mentioned, a veteran squad as Cameron Davis with the offensive rebound. He can't get it to go. And now we got the Sturgis Scoopers on offense up by 4, 12-8. Bo Garcia used to coach different sports over at the Sturgis Scoopers. And like you said, Landon Arnold doing double duty tonight. Girls and boys. And now the Sturgis Scoopers in their half-court set, using some clock here. They have a 4-point lead, kind of making Spearfish work on defense. Down to 6 seconds, down to 5. Here's Rock, puts up the layup way off the mark. And loose ball on the court. I'm gonna say the shot by Rock did not hit the rim. And then with the ball loose on the floor, nobody with possession of it, that shot clock did go off. So it'll be back to Spearfish anyway.
So good defense there by the Spartans, not allowing Hayden Rock to create. Again, every single shot from Hayden Rock needs to be contested for the Spartans.
Vavruska with 2 points on the layup. He has 5 points. Spartans now down 12-10 early on here in the second quarter. And Sturgis has it as they go right to left here on the radio dial and your KDSJ-TV screen. Duffner has it. 3, no good. Rebounded, Rock, baseline, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Cooper Gibbs down low.
So now Rock's starting to get cold for the Scoopers, and Spearfish getting that first point for Cade Vavruska goes in, and now they tried feeding the ball on the inside to Cooper Gibbs. Good recovery by the Scoopers to knock that ball out of bounds and not allow Cooper Gibbs to create from the block and also find an open shooter from the outside.
Scoopers lost a lot from last year compared to what they have now with mostly Kano And Rock running the show. Here's a steal by the Sturgis Scoopers. Almost going over and back. I saw it from up here. And so did Landon Arnold down on the court. Over and back called on the Scoopers.
Yeah, Scoopers tried to force it quickly down the floor, and then Southern, good job on the backside, almost surprising the Scooper ball carrier to protect the ball, have to back dribble and retreat, and he crossed the timeline in the process.
Here's Mason Southern, bounce pass to Gibbs. Gibbs over to Corton. Corton looking for Cameron Davis for three. No good, he's 0 for 3 from downtown. Rebounded by the Scoops. Up the floor is Kano.
Spearfish cold, hasn't hit a three-pointer yet, and the three ball is what excites this crowd and gets the Spartans going, but haven't been able to get any yet, but defensively holding up so far.
Scooper shot no good. They have not scored in this second quarter. 5:08 left to play here in this frame. Underneath, it's Corton. He put on the brakes. Scoopers went flying by, and he laid it up and in.
Yeah, Corton, he honestly didn't look to try to shoot it. He wanted to dish it off, and no one was really available for the Scoopers, and that left Bennett Corton wide open with no one around him with a nice, easy jump shot from the block.
Timeout here on the floor. We'll have a look at our matchup menu tonight. That's being presented by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Other games tonight of note. Getting underway in boys basketball tonight. A doubleheader up in Bellefouche tonight as the Bronx host Rapid City Christian in a doubleheader. Cadoc area is at New Underwood. Hot Springs is out at Box Elder to take on the Douglas Patriots. Hey, Cody Kilgore, Nebraska, making a little road trip to Ulrich's tonight.
Holy cow.
And then that's where you went to school.
That is
Cody
indeed
Kilgore.
my alma mater. Cody Kilgore, Nebraska. They're in north central Nebraska, on the north side of the Sandhills.
Custer is at home against Newcastle. St. Thomas More is visiting Mapaialuta as a matchup of two of the top teams in the Black Hills Conference there.
That could very well be a deciding factor in the Black Hills Conference. St. Thomas More with the conference lead with the win over Spearfish.
Washington is at Brandon Valley. Roosevelt at Brookings. Also in Class AA, Pierce at Huron. Aberdeen Central at Mitchell. O'Gorman is at Lincoln. Jefferson is at Watertown. We got a full schedule tonight. Back here, a tied game at 12. Three-pointer is up and no good that time by Duffner, trying to break that tie and trying to get on the board here for the Scoopers in the second quarter, but that's missed. And 4:37 left to play in the second quarter. Scoopers will inbound it from the baseline.
Now long shots involves a long rebounds. So right now, most of these offensive boards from the Scoopers is just being in the right place at the right time.
Hayden Rock puts up the shot, doesn't make contact with the rim. It's rebounded by the Spartans. Here's Mason Southern down the floor. Outside, Sire, three, good.
Needed that one for Spearfish. First three-pointer of the night is going to go to Carson Sire. Not really a primary scorer for the Spartans, but when the White and Maroon's been cold from three, something that they measure in. Really, you just need the first one to go in, see if that sparks any more offense, and when the Spartans get the ball next.
Here's the Scoopers back with it. And back behind the arc. They've been outscored in the second quarter, 8-0.
They want to get Rock an opportunity with the ball, but good job by Bennett Corton as Rock, every single time he gets the ball, he's looking to score, and the Spartans are just simply not letting anything become available for Hayden Rock when it comes to shooting the ball.
Corton had some steals against Mitchell on Saturday. Good defensive effort by him. Hard bounce pass here for the big man. Turnaround shot, no good, and the lid stays on for the Scoopers as they had the lead 12-7 after the first quarter, now down 15-12. And a travel called on Mason Southern and the Spartans. Cameron Davis will check back in.
Yeah, Cam Davis going in for Corton. Mainly just a breather timeout for Bennett because he's been tasked with keeping Hayden Rock under check. But Cam Davis has emerged as a really good defender in the last few games as well, so he'll be tasked with following the leading scorer for the Scoopers here at this moment in the game.
Here is the Scoopers in their half-court set. Here's Rock coming back outside. Loose ball, whistle, and it's going to be a foul called here on Spearfish.
Cade Vavruska thought he picked the pocket of Jarek Duffner, but got a little too much body off the steal, so Vavruska will hit the bench with his second foul, and here comes the quarterback for the Spartans, Thomas Hughes.
Inbounds pass from Rock, down low, missed the layup
man.
by West. Here comes the Spartans. Could that be costly? Down low, layup missed. Foul called on the Sturgis Scoopers.
That was a gimme underneath for Gage West by himself, and got too far underneath the basket, and it clunked off the bottom of the rim. And on the flip side, the Spartans, they took off and ran. The Spartans can create transition like that, mainly from Thomas Hughes, and Carson Sire got down the floor.
First free throw is good by Sire. He has 4 points now, as we say thanks to some more of our sponsors, Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish, and also by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Second free throw, no good by Sire. Rebounded by the Scoopers with 3 minutes left to go, first half. As the Scoopers have not scored in this second quarter. Trying to get a good look at a shot here. And it's tipped away by Gibbs into the hands of Davis.
Great play by Cooper Gibbs. He saw the pick and roll, able to defend the roller and Gage West, and forces the turnover.
Here's a steal by the Sturgis Scoopers.
That one, a good steal in the hands of Hayden Rock, and then getting it over to Jack Jolly, who thought about the shot, thought about trying to find a passer, and his feet moved in the process.
So a travel on Jolly. Southern will go out. Gibbs will go out. Who's going to run the point for Spearfish?
It's probably going to be in the hands of Bennett Corton, who was a point guard last year. Shar Hodges in the game as well, so add some more size and rebounding ability for the Spartans.
Sire goes over. Gets it to Hughes. Now back over to Davis. To Hughes as they swing the ball around the perimeter. The handoff goes now to Corton. Good handles by him. Over to Davis. Can one of these go in? No, not that time. Rebounded by Sire.
Sire so far has been the spark of the offense for the Spartans that they needed. Got 6 points this quarter, and again, he can play all positions, a really good rebounder as well, an athletic kid that's able to do a lot for the Spartans.
Sire comes in off the bench, and the Sturgis Scoopers throw it away. As Spearfish has taken a lead now 18-12. And Coach Notaboom brings his crew together as they call a timeout. And we're going to take it with them as the Spartans have a 6-point lead. Back with more Class AA Black Hills Conference basketball next.
Life throws in your direction. Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Well, the Spearfish Spartans felt the wrath of getting outscored in a goose egg on the scoreboard last week against the Huron Tigers. Sturgis Scoopers unable to get anything going here in the second quarter as they've been stuck at 12 points since the first quarter. Spartans lead at 18-12.
Also, Sturgis, they had a goose egg in the first quarter of their contest versus Huron as well. So just kind of gives a little caveat to how good that Huron defense can be, keeping two West River teams scoreless in a quarter in those two games last weekend.
Spearfish has it back. 1:43 left to go here before halftime in our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Corton with it, goes to his right, and he tries to dunk, missed it. Cameron Davis there for the follow, and he plays it up and in for two.
I thought Corton was going to go up and try it. He's been able to slam it down before, but couldn't quite get the height. But Cameron Davis, Johnny on the spot for the putback. And now the Spartans getting most of their damage done inside the paint, much like the Scoopers did in quarter number one.
Yeah, Corton just flew past the defenders there. And almost a travel there on Sturgis as they feed it down low, and Ashar Hodges, good defense, takes it away. And now here comes Spearfish as they try to bounce pass it back to Hodges. Goes off of the foot of one of the Scoopers. as Mason Southern checks back in for Cameron Davis.
It's another swing of this game that's got the Scoopers quiet on offense. Gage West has not had any points. He had 4 early in the contest, and really the score over Cooper Gibbs. And then Ashar Hodges came in to play defense on West, and it's been a major difference.
Here is Hodges, and he will travel in the paint.
Good move by Ashar. He baited the defense on the inside, closer to the rim, closer to the glass. He realized he didn't have the angle, spun around. Nice looking hook shot from the big man. Just took too many steps in the process.
Sturgis with the ball back as they get it over to Duffner. Getting a lot of minutes here as one of the senior starters for the Scoopers. Now here's Rock going baseline. Man, would he like to have something drop. Here's a three-pointer, no good that time.
Wow.
By Jolly as lid on the rim here in the second quarter for Sturgis. Here is Spearfish getting across timeline. I think they can go for the final shot here.
Yeah, pretty much about a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. So they very well can just play for the final shot as we reach under 15 to go in the quarter.
Here's Southern waiting for a screen. Southern goes through a couple defenders, passes it inside to Hodges.
Ooh.
Hodges loses it, taken away by the Scoopers. Here they go across half court, and a foul called with 3.8 seconds left to go in the first half. Rock hit the floor, and a foul on the Spartans.
Yeah, Hodges wanted to go with that quick spin move in the middle of the lane as well. That's hard to say fast, but again went to take a step and dribble and lost control of the dribble before he had a chance to score.
Spartans steal it away on the inbounds pass, and then Cortown with a three-pointer from behind the half-court line is no good, and Sturgis does not score in the second quarter.
Wow.
As the Spearfish Spartans have the lead at halftime, 20-12, and we have the Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show coming up next, right here on KDSJ Sports.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish. Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
And welcome back here to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as the Spearfish Spartan boys have the advantage here at halftime, 20-12 over the Sturgis Scoopers. Spearfish was up, Sturgis was up at the end of the first quarter, 12-7, and then Sturgis did not score in the second quarter. Spearfish scored 13 points to take the lead 20-12 here at halftime of the boys contest. And let's go back to the girls' game, the first game of our doubleheader tonight between the Scoopers and the Lady Spartans. Spearfish was out to a 10-6 lead after the first quarter. They're up 21-19 in a close first half. Then they opened things up. They were up 36-28 after 3, and they go on to win 48-35 as Spearfish picks up their 9th win of the season. Our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, now has the head coach of the Spearfish Lady Spartans.
Yes, I am now joined in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth by the head coach of the Spearfish Lady Spartans, head coach Dakota Johnson, again joining us after a gritty rivalry win for the Lady Spartans over the Sturgis Scoopers, 48-35. Coach, again, gritty might have been an understatement. It was pretty physical from the jump. How are your girls able to overcome the physicality early in the game?
Well, we talked a lot about it in practice. We knew that this was going to be a tense, physical rivalry game, and I thought they stepped up to the plate and they matched and obviously exceeded that physicality.
As really the last few contests, a lot of your offense has been created from inside-out three-pointers like what we saw versus Mitchell, and Sturgis was not letting many of those opportunities available early. So how were you girls able to adjust? What was the major adjustment between the first and second quarters when your offense started to take off?
We just had to find our rhythm a little bit. We struggled with that early. Obviously, they kind of mixed up their defenses on us. That caused some issues to start, but I thought our girls adjusted well, especially after halftime. And once we focused on flowing into our offense, letting it happen a little bit, moving the ball, then that's when we were at our best.
You guys also did a change in defense as well, went to that zone defense, and it sent the Scoopers for really just completely confused on how to deal with it. Forced, I believe, 4 straight turnovers right when you switched to that defense. And we saw it a little bit last season, but having that defense in your back pocket, how big of an advantage that is for you guys to also put multiple defenses on film for teams to try to defend against?
Well, it's exactly that, just that back pocket defense. If we need a little bit of juice or a spark, we can go to it, and tonight it worked for us. Obviously creating some of those defensive turnovers so that we can create that offense from those turnovers. That's what we were going for, and I thought they executed that really nicely.
Kate Scharf, 25 points tonight as well. Spectacular, the senior, the Western Colorado basketball commit. Again, she didn't have very many shots that went in early, struggled in the early part of the contest, but once she got her rhythm, she was able to lead your team in scoring in a variety of ways. Again, how was her performance so spectacular, and how she was able to lift you guys to a win?
Well, anytime she can have a rhythm shot, it's pretty dangerous for other teams, and I thought her teammates did a great job of, like you said, those inside-out looks. When teams collapse inside, then we can get a little bit more rhythm, catch and shoot for her. That's when we're at our best, and I really just thought they played well together. They found the open windows, found the open gal, and knocked it down.
One thing I was very impressed with tonight, Coach, was the ability of your offense to drive into the paint. As in the early season, I know we talked about finishing at the rim. That's been sometimes a problem, and other times you just haven't been able to get shots to fall. Not only were they able to fall in the second half of this contest, you also had multiple assists from getting the ball inside the lane. Was that an emphasis this week in practice going up against this defense?
Oh, for sure. We were trying to expose some of those gaps and weaknesses when they're kind of in that up and pressure defense, and we talked a lot about attacking those gaps off reversals and getting that baseline, and our girls cut off of those drives really well, and it's pretty basketball when you get those little dump finishes and that kind of thing.
Well, Coach, I'll leave you with this. I don't know if you know this, but you guys actually have road games. You guys still have to play. You guys go to Custer on Thursday in another Black Hills Conference matchup. I bet you guys enjoyed the homestanding, but what's the message in practice tomorrow before you guys have your first road game in almost a month?
You got to win anywhere, and if we want to be where we want to be in March, then we got to find a way to win in a lot of different places. So it doesn't matter where we're at. We're just out there to go fight for some W's.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us here with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show, and we'll chat at you tomorrow.
You bet. Thank you.
That's head coach Dakota Johnson joining us with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. And Cody, do we want to go to break or do we want to keep rolling?
Let's keep it right here because I have stats.
He has stats, folks.
Stats don't lie. Let's have a look at your first half. Spearfish was down by 5 points at the end of the first quarter. Then they put the clamps on Sturgis, and there seemed to be a lid on that one rim where the Scoopers did not score in the second quarter, got outscored 13-zip. So then at halftime, we find ourselves with the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard of 20-12 in favor of the Spartans. For the Sturgis Scoopers, 4 points apiece from Gage West and Jackson Kano. Then 2 points at the free throw line by Hayden Rock. And that means it's pretty good defense by the Spearfish Spartans when you can hold Hayden Rock to no field goals in the first half. 2 points on 1 shot from Jack Jolly. So 4 different guys scored for the Sturgis Scoopers. For the Spearfish Spartans, 5 guys scored. A couple of them with 6 points. Cameron Davis with a half dozen. And then also Carson Sire off the bench had 6 points, including a made 3-pointer. 5 points from Cade Vavruska. 2 points from Bennett Corton. 1 point from Mason Southern. And the points off the bench have been from Sire with 6. Spearfish made 1 3-pointer in the first half, which is kind of odd. That was by Sire. And Sturgis Scoopers did not make a 3-pointer. Scoopers made 2 free throws, and Spearfish made 3 free throws in the first half. So halftime score, it is the Spartans leading the Scoopers by the score of 20-12. It's game number 15 of the season for the Scoopers. Game number 14 for the Spearfish Spartans. Both of these teams playing 2 games this week. Spearfish will be back in action on Thursday at Custer over on KDSJ-TV. And the Sturgis Scoopers will play on Friday when they host the Hot Springs Bison. Again, in case you missed it, the final in the girls game, Spearfish wins it 48-35 to start off our Class AA doubleheader earlier tonight. And now we are ready to go here for the second half. Checking out the starters out there. Gage West, there he is. West, Duffner. We got Kano, Rock, and Jolly. So starting 5 out there for the Scoopers. And the starting 5 for the Spartans. Scoopers under head coach Aaron Notaboom. Spartans under head coach Ben Schultz. We'll see what adjustments were made. And away we go, second half. Well, the Scoopers get to shoot at a different basket now. But they turn the ball over 11 seconds into the quarter.
Not what you wanted, especially after a quarter where you had no points. An unforced error with a travel, and now the Spartans get to shoot at this rim that the Scoopers seem to have trouble shooting the past 8 minutes.
Mason Southern gets it across the court as he plays catch with Bennett Corton. Meanwhile, Cade Vadruska just runs across the free throw line area. Cooper Gibbs is setting up in the bottom block. Spearfish using a lot of clock here in this
I
first
know what's
possession.
coming. There it is! Same play they ran versus Makpia Luta down in Pine Ridge. You distract the defense in the front court, swinging the ball, and then there's a back screen by Gibbs and Corton, and it set up a massive runaway dunk from Cameron Davis.
He's in the bottom block again, puts it up and in. He's got it going here in the early third quarter with a slam dunk, and now a chance for a three-point play.
Scoopers come out in that 2-3 zone defense, and Coach Schultz has that play in the back pocket. Then on the next possession, Cameron Davis being very patient, being able to find an open gap, and he knows how to finish, has those long arms. He can able to reach up toward the glass and get the easy bucket and the foul.
First 5 points of the third quarter all come from Cameron Davis as the Spartans now lead at 25-12.
That's a way to start the quarter.
Good little highlight reel call there on the Tropical Smoothie replay by Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV.
I was watching them swinging the ball really with no intent to go inside. I'm like, wait, I think I've seen this play, and sure enough, perfect lob from Southern to Davis on the backside.
Here's Duffner with the basketball, looking over the defense of the Spartans, trying to get through. Here's a bounce pass. It's taken away by Gibbs. Cooper has a 3-on-2. Over to Cameron Davis. He lays it up and in for 2. Just give the ball to the man. He can do the rest. He's got a hot third quarter.
Yeah, he's got all 6 points. He had a chance at another dunk. He didn't quite have the distance. That just lets it go when it gets to the rim and able to convert. And then on the flip side, the lid stays on this rim as well for the Scoopers.
Well, the Spartans will put the pedal down now in the third quarter as we have Mason Southern. He will get called as they're going to call it on the drive in, so no shot.
It's going to be on Rock, his first.
Spearfish Spartan coaching staff with fourth-year head coach Ben Schultz. They have Michael Yost, Blake Stevenson, and Sava Dukic. Whoa, he falls down and travels.
Yeah, Cooper Gibbs wanted to take off before he took a dribble and then lost his balance to recover his dribble and forcing a travel. But one thing that Cooper Gibbs has done a really good job of is taking away the pick and roll action from the Scoopers into Jack West, as that's about his second or third steal the Cooper Gibbs has had on that play.
Sturgis still right around the perimeter. They've not been able to do anything inside. Hayden Rock's been very quiet with just 2 points at the free throw line. He has the ball now, being guarded there by Southern. Draws the double team, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Cooper Gibbs.
One thing the Spartans have done really well, and they continue this half, is that's making it hard for Rock to score, and it is oh so easy for Cam Davis with another transition layup.
It's just Davis's world. We're all living in it. And a timeout called by Coach Aaron Notaboom. He needs a hug. 29-12, the
Needs
Spartans.
someone to guard Cam Davis, too.
Spartans, after the first quarter was done, they're on a 22-0 run.
Wow.
We're back with more here on KDSJ Sports.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Back here in Spearfish at the high school gym, coming on the timeout called there by Coach Notaboom and the Scoopers. They have 2 timeouts left. Spearfish has 5. Here's a fadeaway jumper, and a line drive goes through the net, and they're just staring at that like, did that really happen? It did. Jarek Duffner with the first hoop for the Scoopers since the first quarter.
Wow. And again, it started with a post touch from Gage West. He didn't have to score. He didn't look to score, but looked to just find an open shooter as the Spartans went to close it on the post.
Layup is good by Cade Vavruska.
Meanwhile, Cade Vavruska just making home there at the block and swinging the ball on the outside for the Spartans. The ball movement can distract the defense to leave a wide open post player or sometimes a wide open lob to the rim.
Scoopers going to go baseline against Corton. Turnaround shot by Rock, no good. Into the hands of Corton. It's a 1 and out. Here comes the Spartans sprinting down the court, going right to left. 3-ball, Cameron Davis. Why not? A great third quarter for Cam. He's the man.
Cam is indeed the man. I believe he's got 9 this quarter. Pair of dunks this game. I believe that's his first 3, and 18 for the senior already in the contest.
You can see with the Spartans, everybody's committed on defense. Years past, there'd be maybe 1 or 2 and just kind of lackadaisical at times. No, this is a team effort on defense to get the job done.
And especially for Coach Schultz, that's one of the principles that he tries to instill into his players, and that's the importance of defense. And again, in this man defense, it's a gap defense, so you play passing lanes. It forces a lot of steals, but everyone's got to guard their man so they don't give up easy points. And they've done that, getting multiple steals and keeping, more importantly, the leading scorer, Hayden Rock, completely quiet.
Cam Davis loses the ball out of bounds. Spearfish was down 12-7 at the end of the first quarter. Now they're up by 20, 34-14. 3:44 left to play here in the third quarter in this rivalry matchup between the Scoopers and the Spartans. Going inside. Ooh, I thought he maybe should have took that shot, but instead they take a three, and they nailed it. That coming from Mr. Duffner.
Yeah, Duffner, he's been the main source of scoring, as he's got, I believe, all 5 points for the Scoopers this quarter.
Yes, he was scoreless in the first half. He's put up a 5 spot here in the third quarter to be a little bit of a spark. And now Hayden Rock with the basketball. Coach Notaboom standing right behind him, watching on.
Rock's lined up on Carson Sire. He got away from Bennett Corton.
3 ball for the Scoopers, no good. Rebounded by Hodges. He's in off the bench. And Sire is on the floor off the bench as well. Vavruska slam. Oh, no, he missed it.
Vavruska, again, not saying the kid can't jump, because he can dunk it before, but again, he might not have the instant spring that Davis has, but still a good take by Vavruska. And one thing I like about Vavruska is when he goes to the rim, he's able to, especially along the baseline, he squares his body up to the glass and can use that glass to his favor off the rebound. Was a little strong, but forces the foul, especially when your back's to the defense. They have no choice but to go through you in order to get the block.
3 team fouls in the Scoopers in this third quarter. 1 on Spearfish, and the second free throw left short. Rebounded by the Scoopers as they bring it down the floor, left to right. In the row to black uniforms with the red numbers. Sturgis across the front in red. Red trim. Outside into the game is Jensen. He goes to Rock. Rock with about 8 different colors on his shoes. Nobody's shooting yet, so we have time to tell you the colors of the shoes. Now the shot is up and no good by the Scoopers. Loose ball on the floor, up in the air, taken away by the Sturgis Scoopers.
Good job by Sturgis to get back in transition defense, not allow another fast break opportunity.
3 is good there for the Sturgis Scoopers.
Duffner again, downtown Spearfish. He's got 8 points for the Scoops this quarter, and especially 1 quarter removed from you being stone cold.
3-pointer no good by Cameron Davis. Here comes the Scoopers trying to put on some pressure as they get down the floor, and then Rock couldn't do anything.
I'd keep fighting Duffner. He's been hot for the Scoopers. He has the hot hand in a game where you've struggled to score.
Hayden Rock lays it up and in for his first field goal of the night. 1:34 left to play third quarter. Spartans up by 13.
Hayden Rock, it's one of the few opportunities he got loose from a Spartan defender, and a timeout by head coach Ben Schultz.
A quick timeout called by the Spearfish Spartans. First game of the night earlier, it was Spearfish girls winning 48-35, a 13-point win. They go to 9-5 on the season. Now their next opponent Thursday night, Class A opponent down in Custer, where they should be able to go down there and handle the Wildcats.
It's going to be right here on KDSJ-TV, on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you haven't yet already, and you want to stay up to date on all the news and sports happenings, you can follow us on Facebook at Black Heels Gold Hits. You can also watch KDSJ-TV live from Facebook as well. And also on KDSJ-TV on Facebook, go ahead and like this stream. Subscribe on KDSJ-TV so you never miss another live sports broadcast, and you can rewatch all of our previous games as well.
Check out some of the highlights of this game with 3-pointers and slam dunks. And don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, we will choose the superior performance courtesy of Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. The girls' player of the game earlier was Kate Scharf. She had 25 points in the win. And we are back to play here with 1:24 left to play third quarter. Spartans up by 13, 35-22. Mason Southern bounce passes it over to Cameron Davis. He's had a great third quarter. Now unselfish, back to Southern, lay it up and in.
Nice finish by the junior. He's started to become a scoring threat for Spearfish in the last few contests. Been quiet so far in this game, but he knows how to finish at the rim as well, especially being the smallest kid on the floor.
Here's the Scoopers. They've scored 10 points in this third quarter. Turnaround shot, that is going to roll around, no good by Jolly. And rebounded here by the Spartans. They come down the floor, kick it in the corner to Cameron Davis. Cam gets between the blocks, and now they reset the offense. About a 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Here's Sire over to Mason Southern for three, no good. Weak side rebound by Cam Davis. Reverse layup is good.
It's one thing that Sturgis did really well in the first quarter that they really haven't done well since, and that's rebounding, as Spearfish, again, since the first quarter, they've gotten more offensive boards. That sets up more opportunities for the Spartans that they've been able to convert on.
Davis with 14 of the 19 points for the Spartans in this quarter. Three-pointer at the end, no good, and we've completed three as the Spearfish Spartans up by 17 on their rival from down I-90. Spartans 39, Scoopers 22. Fourth quarter up next.
Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as we look down on the floor tonight of the Scoopers and Spartans boys contest. A high pass inside to Cooper Gibbs goes out of his hands, taken away by the Scoopers.
Sturgis, again, you had the hot hand, and Duffner earlier. Rock has been able to get a few points. They got to start with points this first possession.
Here's Rock, goes up. He is defended by 2 guys, one of them with the block, and it's going to be a blocking foul, I believe.
See who they call it on. It's going to be on Corton. Yeah, it was a clean block by Cooper Gibbs, but Corton also on the defense got him with the body.
So that will be Corton's second personal. Team foul number 1.
Corton's done a great job going up against Hayden Rock. Again, Rock had 28 points versus Huron that helped get the Scoopers back in the game, but Spearfish has done a really good job not letting him take over the contest.
Rock has 6 points now. And they put on some full court press. Cameron Davis has about 3 seconds to get it across the timeline, and they just do.
One thing about the press for the Scoopers, it's not necessarily to force turnovers, but also to help slow down this offense as well.
Going with the layup on the baseline was Vavruska, and he'll be fouled in the process of shooting, so a couple free throws coming up for him.
Yeah, he was able to beat his defender in Jarek Duffner, and Duffner got him on the arm as Vavruska was going up for the layup.
Coming up Thursday night, while KDSJ-TV has the Spartans at the Wildcats, we will have BHSU women's and men's college basketball here on KDSJ Radio. Women's game at 5, men at 7 as they host the Ore Diggers of Colorado School of Mines for the first time this year. Vavruska makes 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. And here comes Sturgis, down by 16 points here in the fourth quarter. Pass inside, turnaround shot left short. Rebounded by Vavruska.
Yeah, it was a good shot by Kano, just left it a little short, and now here's this full court pressure again for Scoopers.
Corton over to Vavruska for 3, money.
Good job by Vavruska. Once the Spartans got by the press, Vavruska set up in the short corner. Now a deep three by Sturgis.
No good. Vavruska with the rebound, getting it done at both ends. Now here is Southern. The junior throws it across the court. Nice on target to Bennett Corton. Corton missed the layup. Rebounded by the Scoopers.
Now Corton jumped a little bit far away and had to reach up for the rim in order to get the layup. Wow.
Down low, blocked. As the Spearfish Spartans have their starters on the floor. Over to Davis. Davis makes the extra pass. Southern. How about another pass? Here's a three. No good there by Corton. Rebounded by Vavruska. Lays it up and in for two.
The boards have completely switched to the Spartans ever since the first quarter. Sturgis, most of their offense came off of missed shots, long rebounds, and that's how they got second chance opportunities. But now, ever since that first quarter, I don't know if they've got maybe one or two offensive boards since.
This defense is turning into offense. Southern with the assist to Bennett Corton.
Transition offense, it doesn't take much, but when the Spartans get the steal, they will run the floor, and Bennett Corton did just that.
And a timeout on the floor gives us a chance to check out our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard of games tonight. I'll hit up the girls' scoreboard here real quick as O'Gorman all over Lincoln 62-15. T area defeated Harrisburg 43-37. Number 5 Aberdeen Central girls get a win over Mitchell 57-52. Number 1 Brandon Valley against number 3 Sioux Falls Washington in overtime. Brandon Valley stays number 1 with a 65-60 win. Spearfish defeated Sturgis 48-35. Jefferson over Watertown 59-26. Huron defeated Pierre 58-36, and it was Roosevelt over Brookings 55-47. That's in girls class AA.
In boys class AA, Sioux Falls Lincoln, the number 1 team in every sort of media and PowerPoint poll. Got a little bit of a test tonight. They beat O'Gorman 69-67. Mitchell over Aberdeen Central 44-34. Watertown over Sioux Falls Jefferson 92-73. And Roosevelt currently leading Brookings toward the ending of that game 72-61.
Scooper boys have it as they go outside. Here is Duffner. His three no good. Offensive rebound comes back to Hayden Rock.
One of the few offensive boards the Scoopers have been able to get.
Here is a jump shot, and that is good by Hayden Rock from three-point range.
Rock got a screen from his post, engaged west, and that was the most wide-open look for Rock this really entire game from the three-point line.
And Cade Vavruska misses the three-point shot. And now the Scoopers will get it back down by 20. 4:45 left to play here in the fourth quarter.
Starts with getting the ball in the middle of the floor for the Scoopers, and that can open up some outside shooters.
And the layup is no good by Rock. Up ahead, Southern will get another assist as he gets it to Bennett Corton. Running down the floor, and as I say, you run the floor well, the ball will find you.
Yep.
6 for Corton. Here's Rock. Dishes it inside. Nice movement there by number 5, Jack Jolly. With the backdoor layup.
Scoopers sticking with the full court pressure, and it's opening these lanes in the middle of the floor for Spearfish to drive and get these easy layups that they've converted on pretty much since the middle of the third quarter.
As the Scoopers again are right there on the bubble of trying to get into the top 16 for the Sodak 16 in March. Here are the games left. They play Hot Springs. Coach Notaboom goes up against his old team on Friday night. Then at Belfouche, so a winnable game there. At Rapid City Central. They beat him earlier.
That is possible.
Sturgis beat him by 5 points earlier in the season.
Of course, Sturgis, they've been close with a few of these games. They lost only 2 points to Aberdeen Central. They played some tough AA competition in Watertown and T area, but the Scoopers, they're capable of putting points on the board. It's just
not tonight.
Struggling this contest.
Here's a three by Vavruska is good. They finish up the season at home against St. Thomas More and then at Douglas. Could be a good game there as the two teams meet up there in the final game of the season on February 24th. Wow, that's just 2 weeks away as the season rapidly winds down. Layup is good by West.
So the Scoopers starting to find some success in the middle of the lane for Spearfish. It might be too little too late, though, because they need to start forcing some stops.
Mason Southern, he can dribble so well, gets his second field goal of the night. He usually is dishing off the basketball. He has 5 points to his credit.
I'm surprised the Scoopers still staying in this full court pressure, because the two guards in the backcourt, once Spearfish has been able to get by, which they've done the entire game, and here we go, off to the races again.
Southern layup, he gets fouled. So 2 free throws coming up for Mason Southern. Remaining schedule for the Spartans after tonight: Thursday at Custer, winnable. Then at home against Rapid City Christian. That's going to be a good game a week from tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And then at Brandon Valley, better bring your lunch pail there, as Coach Schultz will go up against his old team. And then at Harrisburg the next afternoon. That's not going to be easy. Then you face off against Yankton and Brookings to wrap up the year.
Yankton, a squad kind of like Sturgis. They kind of play much better than their record shows, as Yankton actually beat Spearfish last year in Yankton. That knocked the Spartans a few pegs down in the class PowerPoint standings. They're able to just barely sneak into the number 8 spot, and we all know what happened after Spearfish got that 8 seed.
And Spearfish gets the offensive rebound here. Southern outside to Bennett Corton. So Spearfish with 6 games left after this in about 18 days.
Some bench players out for the Spartans. Of course, Tucker Olson making his first appearance. Thomas Hughes, we've seen him earlier today, but also we have Sam Marcus into the game as well, a 6'1" senior center for Coach Ben Schultz and the Spartans. Nice little dump off. Nice dump off as Sam set up right there on the far block, and Scooper defense forgot about him, and a nice little floater by Sam. They'll get him in the recap.
Hayden Rock, 3-pointer, no good. As we get into the 9 o'clock hour, thanks for tuning in. KDSJ 980 and 103.5. Online, KDSJ980.com, and with the mobile app. And thanks for watching tonight through KDSJ-TV on YouTube and Facebook Live. Here's Bennett Corton handling the basketball. 19 to go on the shot clock. He's backing up almost to center court. Now goes over to Marcus. He's going to shoot a 3. No good.
Just a bit outside.
Rebound. Nice way to keep after it. Layup is missed by Hughes. Rebounded by the Scoopers.
Yeah, Hughes scrappy, getting hands on the rebound, about having himself 2 more points from a putback. Even the bench players for Spearfish playing much like the starters and being handsy on defense.
Inside West goes outside to Jack Jolly. No good. Rebounded by Corton.
Yeah, just shooting has not been there for the Scoopers today. Spartans not letting them get anything on the inside, and now I believe we have a timeout just for some substitutions for both teams.
So the starters that were left out there, Southern and Corton, get a rest, and some of the second string gets a chance to come in here for Spearfish.
Alex Eisner, Isaac Wilson, Sam Marcus, Tucker Olson, and Thomas Hughes stay out on the floor. A few more substitutions as well for the Scoopers, as we got Ethan Graff in the game, and also number 21, Troy Walter.
Layup is good by Hughes, who just checked in, so he'll get into the newspaper. 60-31, Spartans with a 29-point advantage. They were down by 5 at the end of the first quarter, and then shut out Sturgis in the second, and they've led it all the way. Open for 3, far corner, way off the mark, no good. Back inside, layup no good by the Scoopers.
Again, just the rim on the basket continues for the Scoopers. And another steal, though, so the Scooper backup's playing hard still this contest with about 40 seconds left to go. Deep 3 for the Scoopers, back iron no good, and that was attempted by Wyatt Jensen. Isaac Wilson with the rebound, and the shot clock turned off, and Spearfish getting their 12th win of the season. They'll advance to 12-2. Scoopers will drop to 4-11.
The Scooper wrestling team will try to go for a state title coming up this Friday, as they will be at the state dual championships. They are the #1 seed on Friday. They'll be in Pierre, and most likely, I'm going to say they're going to win it for, I think, the 3rd year in a row. But
say that's the early odds favorite.
Going to have to show up on Friday and get her done. Spartans get it done tonight here at home as they defeat the Sturgis Scoopers 60-31, your final score. We have the post-game show coming up, being brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill, live here from the Spearfish High School gym. Post-game show up next.
Of clutter and chaos, the Container Queen has you covered. At False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, we've got premium containers and custom sheds fit for royalty. Whether you want to buy new or used, she can handle the delivery. High cube, side doors, double doors, you name it, she's got it. Visit fbccontainersandstorage.com or call today. False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, home of the Container Queen.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14, Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
If it could be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Hillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family.
Scoopers 31, so a 29-point win for Spearfish as they really pull away there in that second half for the Black Hills Conference win as they go to 7-1 in the conference, and Sturgis drops to 3-4 in conference play. And we'll go over the scoring by the quarters. Sturgis led it after 1, 12-7. And then the turning point was in the second quarter where the Spartans outscored the Scoopers 13-0. 20-12, Spartans had the lead at halftime. Then they outscored Sturgis 19-10 in the third quarter to go up by 17 points after 3, 39-22. Fourth quarter, Spearfish still putting up the points, outscoring Sturgis 21-9. So the Spartans outscored Sturgis in the second half 40-19 to get the 60-31 victory. As we send it back to Clayson Davis with KDSJ-TV with tonight's game recap.
And really off the start, Sturgis actually had control of the game. Spearfish was cold shooting from especially the three-point arc and weren't able to get any points from the outside. But also they out-rebounded Spearfish in the first quarter. That's how they held a 12-7 lead. Spearfish, again, couldn't get any shots, but instead of panicking and trying to keep throwing up shots from the outside, they changed their shot library. Instead, they went inside as they're able to get points in the paint. They got the ball inside the lane, mainly through driving into the paint as well, and that allowed easy assists from Spearfish getting the ball inside to Cade Vavruska, and also Mason Southern. Carson Sire also had a really good second quarter as well, able to shoot 2 3-pointers to help lift the Spartan offense offensively. And then Spearfish finally got their groove, especially shooting the ball inside the arc from the in the second quarter. Also kept the Sturgis offense completely blanked in the second quarter as well. The second straight game for the Scoopers where they've scored 0 points in a quarter. Then the third quarter happened, and it was the Cameron Davis show. really from the jump, no pun intended. Started off the slam dunk, able to find lanes underneath, especially going baseline, able to find open drives, and also shot the 3 ball well in the third quarter as well, and that really pushed the lead out for Spearfish. Fourth quarter, the Sturgis Scoopers went for broke on defense. They went with the full court press, not only to slow down the press, but also, slow down the tempo, but also maybe try to force some steals from the Spartans. Spearfish, they were able to handle the press pretty nicely, and they turned that into easy transition points, scoring 21 points, their highest scoring quarter in the fourth quarter, and that's how the Spartans pulled away from the Sturgis Scoopers in a rivalry win tonight. 60-31. It's the first time in the past 3 games that this matchup was not decided in the 4 points or less.
As we continue with our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show, we got Coach Schultz up here in the broadcast booth, so we'll take a quick 30-second timeout, get him set up with a microphone, and we'll be back with more of our post-game show next.
Of eyes at a time.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish, inside Walmart on First Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
Collisions happen.
And welcome back to our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show, brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill in Spearfish, 744 Main Street. Give them a call at 605-642-9521. It's the Stadium Sports Grill, where sports fans meet. As I'm now joined by Spearfish boys basketball head coach Ben Schultz with our post-game recap. Coach, again, you guys had us in the first quarter, not going to lie, as really the 3 ball and the outside perimeter shooting for your team was pretty stagnant. Couldn't get anything to fall in the first quarter. Also, seemed that you guys were out-rebounded in the first quarter. What was the message in between the first and second quarters that really sparked your offense and your defense to keeping Sturgis a whopping 0 on the scoreboard?
Yeah, in that first quarter, we were just settling too much. We got to start on the inside, then move out. I'm not mad about the looks that we got. Those are wide open looks. We got to take those. But after the first quarter, when they weren't falling, we had to make sure that we took it to them to the paint. And boys did an excellent job on that. And in the first quarter, too, I wasn't mad with their defense. Some of the rebounds were tough areas for defense to make those plays, but they were hitting a lot of contested mid-range shots, and that's what we give up in our defense. So we play those percentages, and they were hitting them in the first quarter, credit to them, but we just kept forcing them into those shots, and we felt really good about where we were defensively. And starting that third, we just came out with a lot of energy, so decided to put the game away early.
Really, first time since the Douglas matchup, you guys went to more inside scoring in the second quarter, and like you said, those first quarter shots weren't really falling, but driving in the middle of the lane and also getting some touches in the paint that really opened up the offense. How big of an advantage is it for your team, not only versus rival in Sturgis, but for the rest of the AA to having to defend not only the inside-out game that you guys major in, but also having to deal with the physicality inside the lane as well?
Yeah, we put 5 guys on the court that can all score, and we know that's an advantage for us where they have to guard all 5. They don't know where the points are going to come from, and we just find matchups we like. We have to be more patient at times when shots aren't falling. After you miss a couple, let's make it a point to get to the paint, get to the free throw line, try to get your game going that way. But we lean on our defense, and that really fuels our offense. There's a stretch in that third quarter where we started to turn the ball over. I think it was 4 of our 6 possessions we turned it over, just being sloppy, trying to just do a little bit too much. But they did an excellent job adjusting, and that's nice. That's the nice thing about our team too, where we can win in a lot of different ways. Where if we need to make threes, we can. If we need to go into the paint, we can. If we need to bring pressure on the defensive end, we can. So Happy that we made that adjustment and after a sluggish start and really took it to them.
Defensively, you kept one of the best scorers in Class AA in Hayden Rock pretty much quiet as church mice the entire day. Of course, you saw Bennett Corton, Cam Davis matched up on him most of the night. How are you able to keep him way below his average this contest?
I mean, Bennett Corton's one of the best defenders in the state, if not the best defender in the state. And he's been at that level for, 2 years now. And it's just such a luxury for us to be able to say, Bennett, go take him out of the game. And he, time after time, he does. And then Cam Davis, his emergence on the defensive end this year has been just a huge boost for us as well. So, I mean, that makes coaches look really smart, where you might think it's a scheme on that, but it's just Bennett goes sick him. And he's doing a phenomenal job, and he does it week in, week out. He doesn't get necessarily enough credit with our team, but he does so much for us that really propel us to the team we are this year, and we would not be as good without him.
Also, Cam Davis was a legend in that third quarter. I mean, finishing with, I believe, around 21, 22 points. I'll have the stats with Cody, but again, you ran that lob play that you ran versus Makpia Luta and against that 2-3 zone defense. You like running that play out of a quarter break when the legs are fresh, but it really, since that moment, the gym exploded and Cam exploded as well. How much confidence does running that play give your guys' offense, especially with Cam? Because right after that play, he went off.
Yeah, I mean, we disguised it in a different way this time, and now I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out how to disguise it again, because when people zone us, they're definitely going to be looking for that play. But I knew they were going to come out in the zone, and we had that ready to go, so we didn't have to call it. Mason did a phenomenal job of putting it on the money, and Cam, being a phenomenal athlete that he is, just goes up and flushes it. But, a play like that to start the second half can really put a lot of pressure on an opposing team, especially when they're on the road. So we just felt like that was the right time for that play.
And, Coach, I said the same thing to Coach Dakota Johnson, but are you guys aware you still have to play on the road? I mean, you guys have went the past 2 weeks without hitting the bus. So you head down to Custer tomorrow. First road game in a while. What's kind of the message going into tomorrow's practice and into another Black Hills Conference game, this time versus Custer down in the Southern Black Hills?
Yeah, I mean, the message doesn't change. We got to guard at a really high level. We got to show up. It's a varsity opponent. I don't care what the record is. Playing in Custer is a tough place to play. So we got to be ready to go. We got to give them respect. We got a short practice tomorrow. We'll scheme up a little bit. I'll check out some more film on them and get a game plan together. But we're really growing into what we're set out to be this season, and I'm just really excited for the guys.
That's awesome. Well, enjoy this rivalry win, Coach. It was fun to watch, and probably talk to you tomorrow, but to help get a better insight into the Custer Wildcats.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's head coach Ben Schultz joining us with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. And, Cody, take a quick timeout, or what are we doing?
Let's just do it here as we get some stats put together. And thank you to Ben Schultz for joining us once again. Sturgis Scoopers had 5 guys score tonight, led by Hayden Rock with 9 points, shy of his season average. 8 points from Duffner, all in the second half. 6 points from West, 4 points from Kano, 4 points from Jolly. And that is your scoring for Sturgis, 31 points. Nobody into double figures, again led by senior Hayden Rock with 9 points. For the Spearfish Spartans, 21 points leading scorer Cam Davis, as he had 15 in the second half. Then 17 points from Cade Vavruska, kind of what we expect day in and day out. 6 points from Corton, 6 points from Southern. He did a lot more than just scoring those 6 points. 6 points from Sire, all in the first half. 2 points from Thomas Hughes off the bench. 2 points from Sam Marcus off the bench. And like Coach said, a lot of things that Bennett Corton does defensively. And he settles with 6 points tonight, but a great game from Corton as well. From three-point land, not a lot of splashes. The Sturgis Scoopers made 3, Spearfish made 4. And then free throws, 4 made by the Scoopers, all by Hayden Rock. And 8 free throws made by the Spartans. Again, the second quarter proved to be the difference as Spearfish outscored Sturgis 13-0, took the lead at halftime, and outscored Sturgis in the second half 40-19. Time now for our superior performance in our game MVP and our player of the game. That's brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com as we send it back to Clayson Davis with tonight's superior performer.
So I got to make sure I stay alive and don't die first. Looking at our superior performer of the game, and it is no secret. It is Cam Davis for his performance. Few slam dunks tonight. That's also going to get you brownie points with KDSJ. 21 points total. He did really well defensively, forced multiple steals, got a few rebounds as well. Found open cutters in that first half, and then the second half, he flat took the game over. And again, Cam Davis has been more on the defensive supporting side the last few contests. Again, he came into this game averaging around 11 points a contest, had 8 in his last game out versus Mitchell. But again, versus the Scoopers, I mean, ever since that lob play to begin that third quarter, he took off and just became a star that he's able to become. So for his efforts, Cam Davis, our superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by the folks at Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish.
Now, if people see this, Cameron Davis, player of the game, people probably think, if they don't know the Spartans very well, oh, he's their main player. Not so much. Don't sleep on Kate
You could say that same question. You could say that same statement for about 3 or 4 kids.
From Vavruska to Cooper Gibbs. I mean, he went scoreless tonight, but we've seen him at Douglas get the job done with around 20 points. Bennett Corton with 6 tonight. He could get double digits on any night. So Spearfish, whoever wants to take over each game, we'll let Cam Davis do it tonight with 21 points as the Spearfish Spartans win it 60-31. We'll come back and have a look at your Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard as our post-game show continues next.
From fender benders to deer crossings, it's just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as we have a look at tonight's scoreboard across a few of the different classes. We start first in girls class AA tonight. Number 2 O'Gorman handled Sioux Falls Lincoln 62-15. T area over Harrisburg 43-37. Number 5 ranked Aberdeen Central edges out Mitchell 57-52. And in overtime, number 1 Brandon Valley defeated number 3 Sioux Falls, Washington 65-60. Earlier tonight here on KDSJ Sports, it was Spearfish defeating Sturgis by the final score of 48-35. Sioux Falls Jefferson defeated Watertown 59-26. Huron with a win over Pierre 58-36. Sioux Falls Roosevelt over Brookings 55-47. And in an interclass matchup, Hill City handled Douglas 56-18 in high school girls basketball. For Class A, going through anybody that we care about, Custer defeated Newcastle, Wyoming 61-47. Spearfish girls will be at Custer coming up on Thursday night. Number 1 ranked Mapayalluta defeated St. Thomas More in girls basketball 64-25. So another good defensive effort there by the Crusaders as they stay undefeated. And Rapid City Christian defeated Belfouche 55-28. Hot Springs girls get a win over Pine Ridge 41-33. And not much going for Class B girls basketball games across western South Dakota. Phillip loses to Jones County 56-30. Harding County put it on Dupree tonight 71-22. And Lemon Cowgirls, how about that? With a win over Faith 61-33. As we send it on over now to Clayson Davis to catch us up on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and boys hoops.
Let's start off in Class AA, of course, right here on your radio and on your television screen and mobile device. Spearfish with their 12th win of the season over Sturgis tonight, 60-31. Number 1 Sioux Falls Lincoln got pushed tonight, only winning by 2 versus Sioux Falls O'Gorman, 69-67. Mitchell over Aberdeen Central by 20, 54-34. Watertown a winner over Sioux Falls Jefferson, 92-73. An impressive win by the Arrows. Number 2, Sioux Falls Roosevelt beating Brookings 73-61. It was Washington over Brandon Valley, a 1-point win for Washington, 50-49. Douglas a winner over Hot Springs, 65-40. Huron a winner over the Pierre Governors in the Huron Arena, 54-39. And in overtime, number 5 T Area in the media polls beating number 3 Harrisburg 71-65. In Class A boys basketball, Rapid City Christian, a winner over the Belfouche Bronx on the road just to the north of us here in the northern Black Hills, 74-43. Custer, a winner over Newcastle, Wyoming, 64-45. St. Thomas More, a winner versus Mapayalluta in the Black Hills Conference matchup, 64-34 on the road in Pine Ridge. Todd County, a winner over Bennett County, 66-59. Let me see here in Class B that we haven't already gone through. Let's go to Class A, that is. Class B, let me see here. Cody Kilgore, Nebraska, win over Ulrichs tonight in Ulrichs, 81-43.
Look at that. Your old school gets a W in South Dakota.
You know, I'm proud alumni right here. And that is the only score that I think matters.
Of course, it's a Nebraska school. The
only no, I found one more. New Underwood beating Kadoka area 79-59. A good win for the Tigers of New Underwood.
And that is our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Once again, the Spearfish Spartans getting a doubleheader sweep tonight. Girls winning 48-35. Kate Scharf doing Kate Scharf things, had 25 points, was our player of the game in the opener. Cam Davis, he had 21 points in the Spearfish Spartans victory as they go to 12-2 on the season. We'll take one final break and wrap up things here from our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Coming up next.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, You, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish. Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Well, the Spearfish Spartans take care of business here at home this evening, winning both games tonight. The girls win 48-35, and the boys pull away in the second half to get the win 60-31. Thanks to our Spartan coaches who are catching up with us here in the post-game shows. As coming up next for these teams, the Spearfish girls and boys will head down to Custer to play in the Custer Armory there on Thursday night. That'll be exclusively over on KDSJ-TV, followed on our YouTube channel and on Facebook Live. Girls varsity game at around 6. Boys will follow at 7:30. And the Sturgis girls and boys basketball teams back in action on Friday when they host Hot Springs. And that'll be over at the Sturgis Brown High School West Gym. Some other things of note for Spearfish this week. The girls wrestling team heads down to Hot Springs on Thursday. And then on Friday, no school. It'll be a 4-day weekend for the Spearfish Spartans. No school on Friday, then no school on Monday because of President's Day. Let's see what else. This weekend, the freshman team, the future Spartans that we would know, the girls and boys teams will be hosting a freshman extravaganza here in Spearfish on Saturday. The Sturgis Scoopers, again, basketball teams at home Friday night against Hot Springs. The wrestling team will be in Pierre for the state dual championships as they will be going in as the #1 team. They are 18-0 in duals this year. And I think their next closest competition might be Aberdeen Central in that team dual championships taking place in Pierce starting at 11 a.m. Central Time on Friday. The Class B will have their state team dual championships on Saturday. And again, you can check everything out on our website. If you missed any of the action, you can hear every game anytime, archived interviews, and a whole lot more. Just look for the podcast page at KDSJ980.com. And for video archives, head on over to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and KDSJ Radio on Facebook. You go to Custer on Thursday.
That I do.
That's Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV. Thanks to him for setting up things on the video side. Hopefully you had enjoyed our doubleheader broadcast tonight. Anything else before we get out of here?
Not that I can think of. Reminder that if you liked this broadcast, go ahead and leave a like on this stream as well as the girls stream. It helps us out quite a bit. And also, if you want to stay up to date on all the news and sports happenings, go ahead and follow us on Facebook at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. Subscribe to KDSJ TV on YouTube so you stay up to date and be notified whenever we go live with another live sports broadcast, have a podcast episode, interviews, other videos. Of course, we have the Spearfish signing day That'll take place tomorrow, and recaps of that will be on KDSJ Radio and on KDSJ-TV. So, again, for all of your Spartan insight, you can find it right here on KDSJ Sports, either on 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, or also on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, or Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ on Facebook.
And you're also the home of BHSU Yellow Jackets Sports here on KDSJ Radio.
Yes, we are.
Yellow Jackets at home Thursday night against Colorado School of Mines. The women at 5, the men at 7. Catch it all. Steve Ammerman courtside back at the DYC this Thursday night. That will do it for us. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors for another broadcast. We've been here for about 5 hours, and it's time to go home. Spartans get the doubleheader victory. For Clayson Davis at KDSJ-TV, I'm Cody Oliver. Have a great night.